Have you ever felt like you're running on a treadmill, constantly chasing the next thing without ever really catching up? Like you're juggling so many responsibilities, work, family, personal goals, that at any moment, something is going to drop? Maybe you feel like no matter how hard you try, you're always behind, constantly battling a sense of overwhelm. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. But here's the thing. Balance isn't about achieving some perfect, utopian version of life where everything falls neatly into place every single day. It's about creating harmony, learning to flow with the ups and downs, and making adjustments that allow you to thrive, not just survive. Today, we're going to dig deep into what it really means to create work-life balance, or rather, work-life. And by the end of this video, you'll have actionable steps you can start implementing right away to take back control, restore balance, and stop feeling so overwhelmed. Stick around, because this is about more than just managing your time. It's about designing your life in a way that allows you to be present, focused, and fulfilled in all areas. Let's start by addressing the elephant in the room: overwhelm. We've all been there. You wake up already thinking about your massive to-do list, juggling work deadlines, personal responsibilities, and trying to fit in a little me time. The truth is, we live in a society that glorifies busyness. We're often taught that to be successful, we need to hustle constantly, sacrificing rest and personal well-being to reach our goals. But here's the kicker. Overwhelm isn't just a product of being busy. It's a signal that something in your life is out of alignment. Maybe you're saying yes to too many commitments, or perhaps you're spending so much time on one area of your life that other areas are suffering. Overwhelm is a byproduct of imbalance, and understanding that is the first step toward reclaiming your sense of control. Let me ask you, what's the number one source of overwhelm in your life? Is it work, relationships, personal commitments? Comment below and let me know. Sometimes just acknowledging it out loud can help you take the first step toward managing it. We've all heard about work-life balance, but let's rethink that concept for a second. Traditional ideas of balance suggest that you need to split your time evenly between work and life. But let's be real, that's not always possible. Balance isn't about dividing your time perfectly between work and personal life. It's about finding a rhythm that works for you. Sometimes work demands more attention, and other times, your personal life needs the focus. Balance is fluid, it's adaptable. Think about it like a tightrope walker. They're not perfectly still and balanced at all times. They're constantly making micro adjustments, swaying a little to the left or the right as they move forward. That's what balance looks like in real life. It's a constant process of small adjustments to stay on course. The key is finding what that rhythm looks like for you and allowing yourself the flexibility to shift when necessary. In a world that demands so much from us, balance doesn't mean doing it all, it means doing what matters most. So how do we create that sense of balance, or rather, harmony in our lives? Let's dive into some practical strategies. Alright, let's talk about actionable steps. Things you can start doing today to bring more balance and harmony into your life. 1. Set boundaries and stick to them. One of the most powerful ways to create harmony is by setting boundaries. Without boundaries, it's easy for work to bleed into personal time and personal distractions to interfere with your productivity. Set clear boundaries around your work hours. If you're working from home, designate a specific workspace and shut the door. Or if you can't do that physically, do it mentally. Establish set working hours and stick to them. Once your workday is done, step away, turn off your notifications, and give yourself permission to disconnect. Your downtime is just as important as your productivity time because it allows you to recharge. Now, I get it. Saying no can feel impossible, especially if you're someone who likes to help others or wants to go the extra mile at work. But trust me when I say that learning to say no when you need to is a form of self-care. It's okay to prioritize your own well-being and recognize when you're taking on too much. 2. Prioritize self-care without guilt. Speaking of self-care, let's be real. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. Self-care is often the first thing we sacrifice when life gets busy, but it's actually the foundation of balance. Without it, you're running on empty. So, what does self-care look like? It can be as simple as setting aside 10 minutes for meditation, journaling to clear your mind, going for a walk, or even getting enough sleep. Here's a tip: schedule your self-care like you schedule meetings. Treat it as a non-negotiable part of your day. It might sound small, but these consistent, small acts of self-care can make a massive difference in your ability to manage both work and life effectively. 3. Time blocking for focused productivity. If you find yourself constantly multitasking or feeling scattered, time blocking could be your new best friend. Time blocking means scheduling specific chunks of time in your day for certain tasks. For example, block off 2 hours in the morning for focused work, 1 hour in the afternoon for meetings, and reserve your evenings for personal time or relaxation. When you time block, you're less likely to feel overwhelmed by your to-do list because you've already designated a time for each task. Plus, it allows you to be fully present in whatever you're doing. During your work block, focus solely on work, no personal distractions. And during your personal time, be fully present, no checking emails or worrying about deadlines. Now, here's something important that often gets overlooked in the conversation about balance flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes things don't go according to plan. That's okay. Balance doesn't mean having everything perfectly under control at all times. It means being able to adapt when things get chaotic and knowing when to let go of perfection. If you're someone who struggles with perfectionism, listen closely. Balance isn't about getting everything right. It's about progress, not perfection. You don't have to be perfect to be balanced. You just have to be willing to adjust when necessary. Some weeks will be heavier on work, and some will be heavier on personal time. That's normal. The key is to give yourself grace and make those small adjustments when needed. Flexibility also means learning to say no when your plate is full. It means knowing your limits and not overcommitting yourself. Often, the overwhelm we experience comes from the pressure to say yes to everything, to be everything to everyone. But the truth is, you can't pour from an empty cup. You need to set boundaries with your time and energy, which means sometimes saying no to new commitments in order to protect your well-being. Ultimately, achieving balance is about focusing on what truly matters to you. It's about making conscious choices to prioritize the areas of your life that bring you the most joy, fulfillment, and peace. Take some time to think about what's most important to you. Is it spending more time with loved ones? Advancing in your career? Nurturing a personal passion or hobby? Once you've identified your priorities, you can begin aligning your daily actions with those values. For example, if spending time with family is important to you, schedule family time into your calendar, just like you would a meeting. If self-care is a priority, make it a daily practice. By being intentional with your time and energy, you'll begin to create a life that feels more balanced and aligned with your values. And remember, balance doesn't mean saying yes to everything. Sometimes, it means letting go of things that no longer serve you. It's okay to reevaluate your commitments and say goodbye to tasks or responsibilities that are draining your energy. Creating balance often requires letting go of what's weighing you down in order to make space for what truly matters. So, let's sum it up. Achieving work-life harmony is not about striving for perfection, nor is it about perfectly managing your time every day. It's about creating a flow, a rhythm that works for you, one that allows you to thrive, both at work and in your personal life. By setting boundaries, prioritizing self-care, using tools like time blocking, and remaining flexible, you'll start to notice shifts in how you manage your time, energy, and well-being. Remember, balance isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. It's personal, fluid, and it evolves with you. The goal is to find what works best for you and to keep making those small adjustments as life changes. So, take a moment to reflect. Where can you start creating more harmony in your life? What small change can you make today that will lead to greater balance in the long run? If this video resonated with you, don't forget to hit that like button and make sure you subscribe for more content on personal growth, balance, and self-improvement. And as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below with your own tips or struggles when it comes to balancing work and life. We're all in this together, and I'm excited to keep building this community of support and positivity. Thank you for watching, and remember, you have the power to create a balanced, fulfilling life. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep striving for that harmony. End.